Hey guys, it's Chuggers here, and if you didn't notice already, this is like really sped up because it's not live. I'm kind of done doing live commentary on this game, and on probably most games that aren't Starforge. Probably gonna be doing like post commentary, so I can chop it down. And sorry for less videos lately, because I said just last week I was gonna be doing more. I reversed my sleeping schedule, and I've been trying to get it back. This game's loud as all hell. Even in like post recording, it's like the loudest thing on my computer. Turn it down. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I've been trying to get my sleeping schedule back. And like this, I went to bed at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon the other day. And the next day I got to like 5, and the next day I got to like 8. So it's pretty much back. I just haven't been, awake enough. And the next, what is it? I think 2 episodes of Starforge Fort Defense, I'm gonna mash them into one thing and then speed them up because I said a lot of stuff in there that I'm not gonna deliver because because of me sleeping a lot. And they weren't the best episodes, so I can do post commentary over that. And here we are. Finally, it's not the loudest thing ever. Let's see, what are we doing on the road? We're stopped at a parking lot, or parking light. Cool. There's a car. Cool. Honking the horn. This reminds me of a story. And it's loud again. This reminds me of a story. Okay. It's a long one, probably a 3-parter. That's my segue into making this like story time. A 3-episode to 4-episode thing where I just tell a stupid story, but it's pretty entertaining. And this actually happened. Driving on the road here, I mean, what else am I supposed to put here? Like me driving? I don't know. The game's lagging too, so I spent like the next 5 minutes messing with settings. So back to the story. So I was sitting home, minding my own business. This music is actually really cool when it's sped up. Here's me driving really fast. Sped this part up. So I'm sitting at home, minding my own business, watching TV, watching a Next Top Model, my favorite show. And I got a call from my friend. He goes, "Hey, wanna go to the bar and get a drink?" I'm saying, "Sure, why not?" And he comes picks me up in his semi. It's raining. I'm pretty nervous around my friends when they drive when it's raining. I'm pretty nervous in the rain. It's probably my least favorite thing. My biggest fear is rain. So we're driving down. He's kind of swerving a lot because it's coming down pretty thick. It's coming down in sheets. It's actually snowing. It's still raining actually. I'm not gonna throw you guys a curveball. So mess around with the volume. It's loud as hell. So we're driving there, and we get there. So we're at the thing, and I'm going like, "Hey." Well, my friends are all ordering their drinks. They're going like, "Hey, I want a." Oh, yeah, I'm also eating a hamburger while I was playing this game. So if you ever see me veer off the road, it's because I was taking a bite of my hamburger and not playing. Don't eat and drive, especially in a video game. That's where it's most lethal. So he's going, I want the ice on the rocks. I'm going, the next guy goes, "I want chocolate milk on the rocks." And the bartender thought it was really weird because it was, a bar and he's asking for chocolate milk. We later found out that he was a man-child. He was actually a retarded kid in a big suit, a big man suit. But that's a story for another day. He finally gets to me, and now this bartender, he went through like 5 people. He's kind of tired, even though he's probably served more than 100 people that night. He's kind of frustrated because my friends said they were being funny guys asking for chocolate milk. I go, "Can I get an ice on the rocks?" Now he looks at me like I just like I just insulted his first of kin. Like I just killed his first of kin. Uh, I just asked for ice on the rocks. He takes a bottle, smashes it on the table. He smashes it on the table, holds it at my throat. He goes, "Say that again," and I said it again. Stupidly enough, he stabs me with the broken bottle in my stomach, and I'm yelling, the first guy said it. He wanted ice on the rocks, and the bartender goes, "Yeah, but he didn't wink at me like that," and I mean, he winked at me and you didn't. And then I'm going, damn, was I supposed to wink? And then he stabs me again because he says, I didn't ask you to wink me, and I didn't even know what that meant. He started going insane, and he started smashing all the bottles. He actually stabbed me once again with the bottle, and then he ran out again. Didn't see him again until the next day. I was walking down the street to go to the store. I would go to the store regularly, He goes, I see him on the street. I'm going. I see him, and then I walk to the other side of the street because I'm trying to avoid him because for some reason nobody called the cops. He just kind of let me bleed out on the floor until I passed out. I woke up in my bed. Don't know how I got there. Yeah, so I see him walk across to the other side of the street. He actually stares at me. He gives me a 1,000-yard stare, like the guys from Vietnam. They go, he actually doesn't do anything because he's just staring at me. He can't say anything when he's staring at me. Never figured out how that was. So yeah, and then I just kind of try my best to ignore him. I get stuck behind the semi here for pretty much the next 15 minutes, which is the rest of the video. I could have overtaken him, but there's no way. Honking the horn. Yeah, so I try my best to ignore him, and then he turns around completely. And I'm like, oh god. He goes, "Hey, you." And then I go, "Oh yeah." And he goes, "You got the one the ice on the rocks?" And then I go, "Yes." And then he runs up to me, pushes me down, dumps a trash bin on my head. He goes, "You didn't wink." And then I'm going "Dude, what's your problem, man?" And then he actually starts punching me. I don't know. He starts punching me. I was eating a hamburger there. I don't know why they stopped completely. I don't know what's wrong with that. So yeah, he's wailing on me, and then they start pulling him off, and then there's a police officer there. Yeah, since we're on the streets, not in some bar. There's a police car. He pulls over, he goes, "Put your hands in the air," and then the bartender turns around, and he's all shocked, and he gets they put the handcuffs on him, and here I am checking the truck. Yeah, he puts his handcuffs on him, and then they ask him what's his name. He goes, "Hey, what's your name?" And he goes, "Bartender Man." And I thought that was a stupid name. And I'm trying to climb up this hill at 0 miles per hour. I think a snail could walk that fast. That's my new funny joke for today. But he goes, "Yeah, Bartender Man." He goes, "How old are you?" And he says, 10. And he actually the cop punched him. And he says, "What's your real age?" And he goes, 11. And then he's like, "Okay, he's 11 years old." And it's kind of weird because he was he had the stature of a 70-year-old man. I didn't even think he had it in him to do anything but serve beer at a bar. So I'm going why'd he hit me? What's the ice on the rocks? And that bothered me for the next week and a half until I hear a knock at my door. I'm sleeping. I hear a knock at my door. I hear ring, 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 ring. The doorbell's going crazy. Like some idiot's just banging it with his forehead. Even though the same effect could be provided by just clicking it with your hand a few times. But I definitely knew he was banging his head against the wall. So I opened the door. Guess who it is? It's the Bartender Man. Is his name? He has my friend in a chokehold. He's all choking. He goes, "Help me!" And the bartender goes, "It's your time to die." And then I I'm one of those people who keeps the umbrella holders. I keep a shotgun in there and like a 9 iron. I take out the 9 iron and go, "You want some of this?" And then he goes, "No." But then I hit him anyway because he keeps choking my friend. He chokes him harder than before. I hit him right in his head, and like you can hear like a metal sound in his head, like it goes ding, like you would, like you would picture a golf club hitting a metal post to sound, I guess, and it leaves a dent in his head. And I'm going, wait, what? And then I hit him again, and like it's like Terminator. I'm like slowly knocking off his human body to reveal his Terminator body. But I mean, he's not a Terminator, he's like a robot. And then the robot goes, "Oh, you have found out my secret." And then he stops talking like a human and starts talking like a robot. So he goes, "Oh, you have found out my secret." And then I'm going like, oh man. I'm messing around with it. Look, I'm still stuck behind this truck. Same one. I'm tired. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I hit him in the head. He reveals his robot under skin. I don't even know what's going on. He's choking my friend still, so like I try to hit his arm, try to break his arm off, and I succeed in breaking his arm off, and then he turns around and runs, drops my friend, and then the robot bartender man, he turns around and runs. So my friend stays over that night. And it turns out he was trying to walk to my house, and then he also saw bartender man on the street, and it's kind of weird because we was taken to jail and put in prison. But yeah, he sees bartender man, and the bartender man like recognizes him from the previous night. He was the other guy who ordered ice on the rocks, but he apparently like turned on him for some reason because I guess he didn't wink at him again. Something stupid. I wasn't really listening. I was watching CSI Miami, and so yeah, he sleeps over. Next morning, I hear a knock at my door, a familiar knock at my door from like the previous night. I'm going, wait, that's robot bartender man. And so I go out the back door, me and my friend go run into the car, we drive, we go on the main road, and like right as I keep my car in my backyard, and we kind of like drive out through the backyard into the front yard and onto the street, and then we pass the bartender man, and he starts running after us. He must have grown like a completely new arm somehow. I don't know. Don't they do that in Terminator? I don't know. Maybe it's stem robot cells. That's what it is. So yeah, he starts running after us. He has amazing speed. Remember, he's like a robot. He has amazing speed. Catches up to us, holds onto our trunk, and then we just start driving. And we get to the highway, and then the engine stops working. Okay. At this point, we're freaking out. He's like, "Oh, he's gonna kill us!" And then he breaks through the bottom of the car. We were like dragging him at the bottom of the car. He's like trying to climb up to the front, like you see in the movies, but he didn't get all the way there by the time we stopped. So he breaks through the bottom of the truck. He goes, "Here comes Mega Bartender Man," like they say in the "Here Comes Johnny" movie. Yeah, that's what he says. And he has an axe. He somehow picked up an axe. We were chilling behind a truck that had axe deliveries, but it's like the axe body spray, so it's not like axe. So he starts spraying us, and I thought, is this guy's main attack? That's not good. So he's spraying us with axe. He gets some in my eyes. I can't really see, and by the time I get done choking and stuff, he's gone and my friend's gone. So I'm like, and he left a note. He said, "From bartender man, I've taken your friend," and that's all it said. Actually, it said and then that's all it said. It said, "I'm taking your friend and I must have like stopped choking right as he was writing it, so he like left. But at the bottom he left like a little fingerprint, and it was like a robot fingerprint, if you can imagine that. So I'm following the footprints, because there were also footprints that he left on the note card that he gave me. Told me where to find the footprints to find his secret robot lair. It's kind of creepy, all this. So I'm like in a forest. They told me to go to a forest and follow the clues, like look at the tree with the blaze in it. And I looked at the tree with the blaze in it. And he said, "Walk 200 steps." I have a pretty big stride, so I naturally overstepped it. Apparently, I did 200 steps, and I had no idea where I was. So I actually like walked back a good 50, and I was there. So I pretty much overwalked the distance. He had no idea how I walked. So I found a secret robot lair in the forest. I actually opened it up, and guess what I see? I see my friend. Let's call he doesn't have a name. Let's call him. Let's call him. Let's call him Friend. Fred. How about yeah? We're gonna call him Fred. Fred the Friend. And yeah, so I see Fred the Friend there. He's like tied to. He's like not tied. He's like cuffed. Like he's in one of those chairs with the metal cuffs, but he's like on the wall. But it's not really much of a wall. It's kind of like a bed. It's just on a really high angle. I'm tired. So I try to get him down, but he says the keys are hidden somewhere, and he says, well, he doesn't say it, but what is his name? Mega Bartender Man. He walks into the room. He says, he doesn't attack me. He's pretty non-hostile at this moment. I thought it was kind of weird. He says, yes, you wish to have your friend back. I know he's a robot. Yes, you wish to have your friend back. I have hidden 3 keys all over the globe, and you must find them. In like a robot voice. So I'm going, this is gonna take forever. But he gives me clues, and I walk out of there, and this is where I meet this is where I meet. I don't know. I forgot who I met. It was Danny Tanner from Full House. This is where I meet Danny Tanner from Full House, and naturally he's cleaning up stuff. He's like cleaning up the forest, eating a hamburger right there at that point. That's why I crashed. So yeah, he's doing all that junk, and then he goes, "Hey, what are you doing in this forest? I'm trying to clean up this place, and I'll raise my 3 daughters in a house with my brother-in-law and some guy, and my brother-in-law's girlfriend and his 2 kids." I think that's how it worked out. I never watched the later seasons. And I'm going, I gotta find these 3 keys to save my friend, and he says that he has a clue. From cleaning up in the forest, he found like one of the robots. He found like clues or whatever. I don't know what he found. He never explained it to me. He just said that whatever he had helped us find the keys, and we set sail. We got back in my supercar. It was a PT Cruiser with monster truck wheels, and we set sail for adventure. Actually, we went on a boat. We went on a PT Cruiser with Hot Wheel wheels, and it was also a boat. So we set sail for the first island. It was called Danny Tanner Island. I never understood why it was called Danny Tanner Island. Maybe that's because it wasn't called Danny Tanner Island. It was actually called Blue Island. That's what it was called. It's called Blue Island. We went there, and that's where I'm gonna leave off this story, because there's no more time left, and I don't want to try to make like a break for the finish. What am I doing in the game? Oh, yeah, I'm almost there. Waiting for the stoplight. Euro goodies. Am I a goodie? You're a goodie. And the engine malfunctions. We're still driving. We're still driving. And we're still driving. And we're still driving. And we got there. We got there in 1 episode. This is probably how I'm gonna do these. The phone's ringing. Bing, 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 bing. Satisfactory. Thanks for watching, everybody. Next time I'll teach you the story about how I did all that stuff.